Every single day, through your choices, efforts, and mindset, you are constructing something lasting. Not with bricks or mortar, but with habits, decisions, and integrity. The corners you cut, the tasks left unfinished, and the commitments you break to yourself never truly vanish. They accumulate quietly, forming the reality you will face tomorrow. The toughest realization is that when you slack off or deliver less than your best, you are not fooling your boss, your family, or anyone else. You are ultimately shortchanging your own future. Today's story explores this truth through the life of an elderly craftsman who spent decades creating magnificent homes for others, yet built a flawed one for himself that became his deepest regret and his most powerful lesson for his children. This tale will prompt you to reflect: what kind of foundation am I laying with my daily actions? Stay engaged until the end, as its message is one that lingers long after the final words. Many years ago, in a quiet farming village nestled among green fields, lived an old carpenter with his wife and 2 adult sons. Their home was a simple, weathered 2-room structure with faded walls and a roof that dripped during heavy rains. It stood at the edge of a narrow dirt path, unassuming and worn by time. In his prime, the carpenter had been renowned across the region. Wealthy landowners, traders, and local leaders commissioned him to construct their residences. His skilled hands crafted elegant doorways, intricate lattice windows, and sturdy roofs that withstood years of storms and seasons. Locals often remarked that any building he touched would endure far longer than its owner. Yet his own dwelling told a different story. Modest, aging, and in constant need of repair. His 2 sons had grown into strong young men, but they lacked drive. They labored on a prosperous landlord's farm, though labored might be too kind a description. The eldest son frequently arrived late, moving sluggishly through the morning. The younger often departed early, citing headaches, fatigue, or sudden family obligations. Between them, they accomplished in an entire day what a dedicated worker could finish by midday. The landlord, though tolerant, eventually reached his limit. Every few weeks, he would visit the carpenter's modest courtyard, sit on the old bench, and voice his concerns. "My friend," he would say with a sigh, "your boys treat my fields like a place to rest rather than work. They show up late, leave jobs incomplete, and sometimes skip days entirely. They pass time instead of producing results. If they belonged to anyone else, I would have let them go long ago." The carpenter would listen patiently, offer apologies, and promise to speak with his sons. He tried many times, but his advice seemed to wash over them like water on rock. The elder would shrug indifferently, the younger would agree and then forget. Nothing improved. As the days passed, their pattern of minimal effort continued unchanged. One calm evening, as the sun set behind the trees and the village grew still, the old carpenter summoned both sons to the courtyard. His wife served tea while he settled onto his worn cot, rubbing his rough, experienced hands. "Sit down," he said, his voice steady yet weighted with years of reflection. "There is something important I have never shared with you." The brothers glanced at each other, sensing the gravity in his tone. Their father seldom spoke of his own past. "Do you ever question why we live in this small, rundown house?" the old carpenter began. "While I devoted my life to erecting beautiful homes for others?" The elder son leaned in attentively. The younger placed his cup down, curiosity sparked. "Let me take you back about 30 years, their father continued. "I was the most respected carpenter in these parts. I constructed the landlord's grand residence, the village school, and many family homes that still stand strong today. I poured my heart into every project. Each beam, every joint, and every detail was crafted with precision and pride, as if I were building a sacred place." He paused, gazing at his calloused palms. "After 25 years, my body began to tire. My knees hurt and my eyesight weakened. I informed my contractor of my wish to retire. He respected my decision, but requested one final project. You build one more house before you leave. I accept, but deep inside, my spirit had already begun to fade. I told myself it was just the last one and no one would scrutinize it closely. So I chose inferior materials. I rushed measurements, drove nails unevenly, and neglected to finish surfaces properly. I applied plaster I knew would fail soon. For the first time, I worked without passion, without thoroughness, and without the love I once brought to every task. When the house was completed, the carpenter continued, his voice growing quieter. The contractor inspected it. He smiled, then handed me the keys. "You, my old friend," he said warmly, "this home is my gift to you for your many years of faithful service. You have earned a fine place for your family." Since yours, the old man fell silent for a moment, the weight of memory heavy upon him. I stood there, key in hand, feeling a deep emptiness. The house I had constructed carelessly, with shortcuts and indifference, was now mine. Every flaw, every weak spot, and every compromise would be what my family lived with. The cracks in the walls, the doors that never aligned properly, the roof that leaked, these were all my doing. I had built my own discomfort through my lack of care. He looked directly at his sons, his eyes reflecting decades of quiet remorse. "This is the very house you grew up in, the one that struggles every rainy season. I built it poorly because in that moment, I forgot a fundamental truth. The quality of what we create returns to us. Our efforts shape our destiny." The courtyard grew profoundly quiet. The old carpenter placed his hands on their shoulders. "You believe you are only working for the landlord. You think your laziness only affects him. But you are mistaken. Every half-finished job, every excuse, every day of low effort is not cheating your employer. It is building a future you yourselves will inhabit. Every action you take is like laying a brick in the house of your tomorrow." The carpenter emphasized, "When you deliver poor work, you are hammering imperfect nails into your own walls. One day you will have to live within those results." He spoke with gentle firmness. "My sons, never approach any task half-heartedly, whether it is a job on the farm, a promise to family, or a personal goal. Give it your full attention and honesty. The quality you invest today determines the life you experience later. The best way to shape your future is through consistent, excellent effort in the present." Night. Sleep evaded both sons. Their father's words resonated deeply, stirring something within them. The story of the house he had unintentionally cursed with mediocrity haunted their thoughts. The following morning, for the first time in years, both brothers reached the landlord's fields before dawn. They worked diligently through the heat, completing every assignment thoroughly and even seeking additional responsibilities. The landlord observed from afar, visibly surprised by the transformation. Days became weeks, and weeks stretched into months. The once unreliable pair evolved into the most dependable workers on the estate. Their dedication stood out clearly. The elder son was soon given responsibility for managing a large section of the farmland. The younger received an opportunity to cultivate his own small plot. Without consistent effort, only weeds flourish. The brothers had begun removing the weeds of laziness from their lives. They embraced the idea that true satisfaction comes from meaningful work, not from avoiding it. Their changed attitude not only improved their standing with the landlord, but also restored pride within their family. Over the next few years, the brothers' savings grew steadily through their hard-earned wages. They decided to rebuild their father's house properly, this time using quality timber, precise construction, and careful finishing. The new home featured strong walls, a reliable roof, and doors that closed securely. When the old carpenter first walked through the completed rooms, tears traced paths down his aged face. He whispered gratefully, "Dedicated effort always bears fruit in time." This story reminds us how often we perform tasks carelessly, convincing ourselves that it doesn't matter this time. We rush through work projects, neglect relationships, or break small promises to ourselves. In the moment, these choices feel insignificant. Yet, like the carpenter's flawed construction, they become the imperfect structure we eventually inhabit. The beauty of this tale lies in its message of hope and renewal. The sons did not merely feel regret, they acted. They did not wait for ideal conditions or make empty vows. Instead, they began the very next day with greater punctuality, stronger effort, and renewed integrity. That single shift, sustained daily, rebuilt not only their home but their entire futures. We are all builders. Your career, health, relationships, and character form the house you will live in. Cut corners and you create leaks and weak spots. Bring care and excellence and you create strength and comfort. You do not need to overhaul your entire life instantly. Start with the next task in front of you. Approach it with full presence, as if it were the foundation of your dreams, because it is. A clear vision without action remains a fantasy. Action without vision leads to chaos. Combine both by building honestly, one day at a time. Success appears in the dictionary before work, but in reality, effort always comes first. Final question for reflection. What kind of house are you constructing today with your choices? Identify one area where you have been taking shortcuts. Decide right now what small, consistent change you will make starting today. Build with purpose, because you are the one who will live in the result. Remember these timeless principles. Honesty builds trust that lasts. Without steady work, only weeds take root. There is no true replacement for sincere effort, and dedicated work is never wasted. It creates homes, lives, and legacies that endure. The Carpenter's story teaches that our daily habits are the materials we use for our future. Excellence is not about grand gestures, but about showing up fully for ordinary tasks. When we invest care, the structure we create stands firm through life's storms. It is never too late to improve the quality of your work. Whether you are starting fresh or correcting past shortcuts, today offers a new beam to place correctly. Approach your responsibilities with the same pride the carpenter once had in his prime. Do it for yourself, because you deserve a strong, beautiful life. If this story touched you, think about sharing it with someone who might need its wisdom. Consider one practical step you can take immediately in that area where you've been holding back. Small daily improvements compound into remarkable results. Build your life with intention, honesty, and heart. The house you create through your efforts is where you and those you care about will dwell. Make it one you are proud to live in for years to come.